Daniel's been chilling for the last 20 minutes or so, and then suddenly he's like, man, it's too hot. It is too hot.
I don't want to be listening to a podcast.
Wait, you talking about the coffee is too hot?
Yeah, it's definitely the coffee.
It's not the coffee. It's not the coffee, okay?
What else could be too hot?
I had to put
Himself.
on like long pants because it was too cold in here.
I had to put on socks.
All right, whenever you're ready, James.
What we're doing again? Right, okay, that was just a warm up. All right, greetings, folks. Welcome to a Cakecore podcast with a difference. It is exclusively Cakecore members, all 6 of us, inside a call for the first and possibly the only time, dare we say it, in history. We have Mr. 3D Spodders.
Yeah. So James said that. Can we get a fact check on that? Is that like
We
is that the
have-
actual case?
Mr. Bombastic Fantastic.
Yo, what's up, my
And
man?
we've got Danster.
It's great to be back, guys.
And we've got Caleb, aka Owlton.
Yellow.
And Patnut, or Putnut.
Putin, yes, that is my formal name. And to continue the fact check, very rarely do we have all 6 of us on call, but the last time all 6 of us were on call would be Ultra Cakecore Season 10. But, you know, those only last, like, we only do that for the introduction, so only like 3 hours. And we typically don't have a ton of time to just hang out on the call. But times before that, even before, if you exclude Ultra Cakecores, you know, we would have to go all the way back to the marathon when we were all in the same room. And then before that, like, it's just UHC. So this very, very rarely happens. The only person who's missing in this call from our regular, like, Cakecore gathering is Sten, you know? I don't know where he is, but clearly he's an integral part of the channel. And we included him in last time's meeting. No, but this is all Cakecore members. This doesn't happen ever. So it's kind of cool. It's a special occasion. This is also Seth's first Cakecore podcast. And
And only.
So and we're kicking him off after.
No,
this.
I know I said it's great to be back, but I think this is my first podcast.
This is your second podcast. You were part of the famous Derailed podcast where we had like 6 people and we just talked about Walmart and
Oh, but that one was derailed, so we kind of
giant walk-in microwaves, right?
Oh, you know what? I do.
Caleb
remember.
and I were entirely derailed for a solid 10 minutes after that.
Oh my gosh! I had to
I
leave.
didn't know
I
that one
left
ever
and got
got
water.
That's still one of my favorite
I thought that was in the
podcasts.
Cakecore
Not just
archives.
Cakecore podcasts, just podcasts in general.
It was literally there's no direction in that podcast.
There
It was
no
just,
direction. It just went. It felt kind of like almost like a comedy improv podcast though, which those
Yeah.
exist, you know.
Hey,
yeah.
speaking of
Yeah.
having no direction,
Uh-huh.
Pat messaged me actually just like 2 days ago. Actually, I think it might have been yesterday to say if today was the good day or not. and then I go, all right, yeah, it works for me. Do we know what we're talking about? He goes, yes. And I go, okay. So I know.
And that was the end of
Speaking
that.
of directionless, I mean, like, I don't know.
So we're talking about yes.
Yes, we are talking about yes.
Okay.
Well, no, and then Spots joined the drop chat a little bit later just to further clarify. He said, do you know what the podcast is going to be looking like? To which I verbally described the visual elements of the podcast that you're seeing right now. That every podcast looks like. And I think I did a pretty good job at describing it. I was just confused as to
I
why
had
he
a
wanted to
Visually
know.
mind.
explaining a podcast, I picture like 5 grown men sitting around a table, you know, with some, you know, trail mix on the table, you know, maybe some scruff on the face.
That
It's
is
not
how
a
the
podcast
Cakecore
about
podcasts look
trail
like.
A lot of hand gestures being thrown
Oh
around.
my gosh, we do lots of hand gestures. You
A
can't
bunch
see
of
them, but we
mugs.
I do
lots.
hand gestures when I'm not speaking.
A bunch of
Yeah,
bugs.
jazz hands is just a
Yes.
regular pastime of mine, personally.
I believe there's
No.
a disease for that, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a condition. I'm getting it worked on.
Yeah, they just
Okay.
updated. It's a new disease.
I got DLC.
DLC.
So we don't really have much of a direction this podcast. This is mainly a podcast that's just about us kind of reuniting. Like we said earlier, we've not been on call in like ages. But also like it's been almost 2 years at this point since like the Cakecore relaunch, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to just kind of reflect on all the fun that we've
Were
had
you gonna
there.
play like
and
a
then-
montage of like videos and
Yeah,
fun times?
We're just
we
gonna
had?
roll every highlight reel that we've made real quick. Back
Oh,
to
the
back.
highlights of the highlights.
Yeah, the highlights of the highlights.
Like
you know?
with like a
So
cloudy
light.
filter too.
Yeah,
yes,
and then
yes. We'll put it on like a 4x3 TV screen with some static. Yeah, even though we, didn't upload Dune 4x3 times.
with up music, man.
With
Oh yeah, there we go. That'll do a trick.
Oh, that'll get the waterworks flowing.
There we go.
Just put Up music to anything. Can I just say that Up is still a fantastic movie? I rewatched it recently.
So you're right. There really is no direction for this. We're just
Okay, well, I feel like you guys are trying to derail me, but no, it's also
Pat.
He's not giving a deliberate answer.
So
Yeah.
what you don't understand is I messaged everyone beforehand. I'm like, all right, so what we want to do is we want to start the conversation on this, but by the end of it, we want to be all the way over on
I didn't
this
get this
topic.
message.
He didn't include spots.
I thought you left Cakecore. That's my bad.
Me too.
That's a good question. Who do you guys think would have been the first person to just officially
Seth.
say, I am not doing this crap anymore?
Well, I feel like Seth, that's a good answer, Spods, but I feel like Seth wouldn't say that. He would just kind of stop showing up to things. He wouldn't make the announcement. It would
I'm
just
not
kinda
a
be
man.
known.
I don't consult things like that. I just slowly fade in the background.
I think Seth would see it as a challenge. Like, how long can I go before they fire me? Like, I don't think he would make the jump
I'm
himself.
surprised I haven't been fired yet.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, if we look at all of your guys' track records,
especially given how you were added. Yes,
I think the only person I could not like
can I
reasonably
retell
fire
the
if this
story
was
of
a
how I
job
met
would
Pat?
be James Douglas, but
He said
Oh.
I was sportsmanlike on the least sportsmanlike I've ever shown on a YouTube UHC.
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, that'd actually be an interesting thing to go back to, the way I've met both James and Spods, for that matter. Because for
And Daniel.
Spods... And
Oh yeah, how did we meet again?
I don't remember, it was so long ago.
They're just at a Walmart, right? You just were grabbing some
That's how all
stuff.
friends
You
meet,
know
right?
what? I couldn't reach the jam, and you were like, "Hey, I got you, buddy." You couldn't call enough to.
Yeah, I
then,
still don't know what you
And then
did
you
with that
locked
jam,
eyes
though.
for a solid 20 minutes.
Wait, how taller were you, the dance star?
What's that?
How much taller was Pat, the dance star?
Well, we were actually both born at the height we are now, and I'm
Oh,
like
okay.
6'1", I think. And how tall are you?
I am 5'9", so Patrick's a
Yeah.
good 4
2
inches,
inches.
3 inches. Oh gosh.
What do you mean 6'1", Pat? We had to edit the photos that we took from the we had to edit the photos that we took from the marathon to make you look normal height. I mean, like your head was at my waist, and I'm like 5 foot even. So
5 foot even.
It all points to the fact that I'm a pretty good photo editor, I made it work for every 30 frames. I mean, let's be honest, the stream didn't go at 30 frames a second, but every frame that was shown on the stream, I just I edited it out. By the way, I'm
just a
so
lookalike.
annoyed that marathon happened to happen before I upgraded my computer RAM, because my camera stutters so much less now. And I think that would have solved part of that problem.
Yeah.
But
you can view Pat's amazing camera on his creative podcast.
Well, yes. That is
So do you know how people do like high school reunions? Are we gonna do Cakecore reunions like every 5 years? We're gonna hop on Discord,
That'd be a cool idea.
talk about our wives, our ball and chain.
That sounds like something I'd be really into, but it wouldn't happen. Talk
Our
about
Masons? Is that-
How the
talk
life of
about
kids,
our
how
kids
you know,
that just
not
wrecked our new
assistant.
stereo system.
Yeah. At that point, we'd literally be dads reuniting in a supermarket. That's what we'd be.
Are we all gonna
So
be
anyway,
throwing
how you
dad
met us?
jokes at that time?
How we met. Okay, so I should start with James because his timeline's further back. But it's really funny because back in the day, Ultra Cakecore didn't have any clout. We had only done one season, and it was just like 5 people, I think 6 people.
We
And,
still don't have clout. Let's be honest.
There was only one person in there who had actually been in RR before, but I started like channel hopping through links and descriptions of RR, not necessarily looking for specific people, just looking for people who like might actually join, because it was tough. It felt like you got to really what's it called when you got to like you can't ask up, so you ask down kind of dealio. I don't know. I guess that. But like
a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, exactly. A pyramid scheme. So I just shot out so many messages to different channels, and I would copy paste like the same ones. And this is back when YouTube had private messaging still.
We love
And I
to see it.
shot James a private message, but I would also leave a comment because I knew nobody checks private messages except James. He was one of the few people who would check it. But yeah, I shot James a message, and then of course, James, you probably remember the first 2 words of that message, right?
Not exactly, no.
Hey Xavier, was it?
Yes, exactly. Hey, Xavier.
Yep.
Apparently, there's some RR player named Xavier that I messaged before James and just copied the message over and forgot to change the name out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's embarrassing.
it is.
That's
yeah.
really embarrassing.
Yeah.
I thought it was just slang. I legit
And
thought
that's
it was
how I
slang.
met your mother.
Oh, James is like, oh, this is the new hip American
Yeah.
slang these days.
Exactly.
Who would have thought, like, who knows? If Xavier would have said yes, maybe he would have been the new James Douglas, you know?
Ooh, maybe he's like the James Douglas from
America.
I was gonna say Ireland, but
That was weird because I was away at the time because I've said this to you before. I saw Ultra Cakecore season 1 without actually knowing you because my friend at the time, Turtle Suit, was in it.
Oh,
So
you know, I feel like you did tell me that, but I feel like I forgot because
I was subscribed to him at the time, and Ultra Cakecore season 1 came up. So I don't think I watched all of it, but I watched some of it, some of his perspective, and it looked pretty cool.
Right.
And then I was away for 3 weeks, and I'd left my brother, like he was looking over my YouTube channel and that. And I think he mentioned to me
he did actually reply to me. He's like, "Hey, this is like just so you know, he's gone right now, but this is probably something he's interested in." I'm like, "Oh."
So
okay.
this is news. James, you never told us about your brother.
I've mentioned him a lot.
He does all the. He does
He's
the.
the only
James
real
Bond.
life-
You and James just need to have your own series so you can catch up. You know,
I know.
Just,
I
the James.
James,
Days.
does your
hit
brother
me
have
up
a
on
mother?
YouTube messages, all right, James.
Well, actually, what's interesting though is that you guys were the first. You were the first team. James's first Ultra Core team.
Oh yeah,
was
we
you.
won.
And you guys did win after a very long. You guys definitely earned that one. And then
UC battles, that was so good.
yeah. And
He's the one in
season
the
3,
forest.
you guys technically won too, even though you were dead several episodes before. But you guys were also happened to be on a team that time and happened to find
we
each
like
other.
to win around here, you know.
Yeah.
We out
We
here
like to get
winning.
those W's. But season 3 is also when Spods joined, and I found Spods just through watching, again, channel hopping. This was before people asked to be an Ultra Core. I had to ask people, and I found Spods Frozen Craft or Hermit. I think it was the Hermit.
It was the
RR.
Hermitcraft one.
Yeah, and honestly, like
Yeah.
the kind of things I was just looking for was like, oh, he makes jokes. He's nice. He's not mean to teammates.
You know, I
and,
kind of did carry that team in terms of commentary.
Right, exactly. I was like, I need someone relatively charismatic, and then also your microphone didn't absolutely suck, and your frame rate didn't absolutely suck, which a lot of our people did have those problems. And so I sent. I don't know, how did I contact you, Joe? Did I send you a
I
private
think
message as well?
you put a comment under like, hey, how would I invite you, or like, how would I invite somebody to somebody who I don't have contact with to a UHC, a recorded UHC.
Yeah.
And then I
used
respond,
strats
and then
by
I
season
respond
3.
completely seriously. I'm like, well, you could always you could shoot them a comment like you're doing now. You could get their email. You could look at their channel about page, and then at the very end, I'm like, wait, are you trying to hit me up?
I think that's how,
that was
how
the
Patrick
case.
picks up girls, man.
So hypothetically, how would I take a beautiful girl out like yourself? Just hypothetically.
Exactly. And then she gives me her number. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you
No, I was like,
misunderstood.
no, like,
I'm
Hey,
like,
can I
I'm
have
looking
your
for some
number
serious
for
advice
practice,
here.
of course? You know,
your sister is actually no.
Oh god. But yeah, I would try something new where I would say, because like it's really hard to contact people when you're a smaller channel, because like some people will be like, yeah, just DM me on Twitter or whatnot, but it's like, my guy, you got to be following me for that to happen for most cases. Or like they say, just mention me and then I'll follow you, and it's like, I don't want to publicly invite people to my organizations, you know, because that just feels weird. So it was tough to get a hold of people, but Spods ended up joining, and of course Spods and James stayed.
And this was probably in the Skype days, yeah.
James was definitely in the Skype
we were
days
on Discord.
on season.
I definitely have Pat's Skype contact.
What it was, I was messaging on Skype to tell you like, yeah, okay, we're going to be using Discord, because we were using the Discord call by season 2.
You introduced
I think like, what was that, like 2016, 2017? That was like that was when I know a lot of people were transitioning from Skype to Discord.
Yeah.
I know around that time, you bring up Frozen Craft. Frozen Craft had a Skype and a Discord group at the same time, like simultaneous. So I know I was on Skype at the time.
Season 1, remember we had the Skype group, and what I would do is send an important message with the information, and then in the message say, by the way, don't send any more messages because I need this to stay on top, because there's some channels in Discord.
What we did is we had a what Frozen Craft is. We had a Skype group for specifically announcements only that no one else could type in, and then we had a discussion group.
You see, this is how like it's very clear that we needed something better than Skype at this time. This is what proves that we needed something at least semi-decent.
Oh my god, and remember when you're trying to ask people like, hey, please favorite the group so this saves under your contacts. Remember that? Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. That's right. That was like, what a terrible program. Skype
you had to favorite the group so you would save it in your so it would save in your groups list.
Yeah.
I Skype, if you want us to endorse you, we will.
I like Discord better, but I still routine Skype for one or two things.
I mean, I think Skype is closing in April. I think.
Oh, really?
Said.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
It's so quiet and nobody cares.
Skype was so much better when it was under Yahoo.
Oh god.
I didn't know Skype was under Yahoo. Did you? Does that mean
I
you
think
needed
it was?
a Yahoo
No, I watched a
account to run it?
video of it once. I don't know.
Oh well, I definitely still stayed in Skype a little bit when James joined because that's where we conceived the Victor's map. Where I was telling James, I was like, since you won this season, like we got this idea to bring in the winner each season, have them make a kit and stuff like that. And I remember specifically doing that on Skype because James wasn't quite accustomed to Discord.
I remember a similar thing because I feel like we could not get Bombastic to transition. Like he had Discord, but he always liked to use Skype.
He would message me on Skype saying Discord ?
I remember that.
My
that
guy.
was good.
Like, dude, just message on Discord.
Yeah, the transition was so tough. I was trying to get them over like so bad. But I was one of the early Discord users. To this day.
Same.
I have not found another Discord user who has a lower number than mine who didn't change it with Nitro. I am numbers. Well, I don't know if I should say on the podcast. Actually,
No, don't say it.
People are going to be like hitting you up. So hypothetically, how would I get invited to Ultra Cakecore?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's the best way to get in. Everybody knows. That's anyone who's got an Ultra Cakecore.
How do I acquire one of them invites?
So yeah, James joined, started winning every season ever, and that's why
we're formally letting him go from the Cakecore. We like the work he provided, but he just doesn't quite fit the brand.
Well, we used him basically, and we're done using him now.
Yeah, I don't know. We got some good subscribers out of him.
We got some.
All this 400 alt accounts subscribed to us.
they're inactive. I'm not even kidding. They're all from back in the day when it was like, sub for sub, and they would sub anyway, but you wouldn't sub to them. So.
Sleazy dog.
God, speaking of old day internet, sub for subs.
Yeah. There used to be Reddit you could go on and just, reply to posts. Oh yeah, here's my link, and that's what people would do.
Yeah, that was so much bigger back then than it is now, I feel. Or maybe I'm just not looking in the right areas. But
you'd have 1,000 subs with 2 views per video.
People appreciate you need content now as opposed to just how many subs you've got. That's old fry sort of thing. So
we've just become so aware. Like people start.
We are
calling
so
out
woke.
This stuff
We
on
are
YouTube
so.
today. Oh my gosh, we're practically ethical gods. That's
Super sane woke.
Yeah, it's like there's so much. I was thinking about this the other day of like, remember when people were getting upset about like reaction videos and how like people wouldn't provide commentary like over the track. Now reaction videos, because they got dogged on so hard, like it's its own legitimate. Its genre is legitimized by peers now. Like even sort of streamers are actively watching or reacting to content, but they know the ropes. They know they provide their own commentary. They know they pause every once in a while, and it's like
you think that was like sort of like in the background of everyone's minds, like this genre could be better. I hate bad reaction videos, but every reaction video is bad, so I'm gonna make it.
You're saying like the reactors themselves might actually want it to be better?
No,
that's a wholesome way to look at it.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I mean,
guys,
that's
as a way to improve the
we
genre.
can put it that way.
You complain about the genre publicly. I don't know.
Guys, we need to do a Cakecore react for this podcast.
Before I
Cakecore
spoke.
Reactions podcast.
I said a Cakecore react for this podcast, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do in a year. We'll get all 6 of us together and just rewatch.
We'll react to our old videos.
You'll get to hear Caleb twice. You'll get to hear James twice. You'll get to hear Dancer once because 2 halves. You'll get to hear Seth twice. It'd be pretty marvelous.
You get to hear Caleb 4 times.
Oh wait, I want to know if you don't mind, Spots. What was your reaction when you joined like season 3? Like, what was your reaction?
Season
to the group?
3, I remember this was at a time where I didn't really talk to anyone in the group as much as I do now, or as much as whatever. But I remember actually, like, I knew it was a small group, but I knew that everyone was there, you know, to play the game. It reminded me a lot of Frozen Craft, since I keep bringing it. Actually, I keep bringing it back up. But and it was at a time where, again, in Frozen Craft and a bunch of other groups like Hermit Craft and stuff, I always tried to do like goofier strats. Like, I was never really a try-hard UHC player. Maybe I was back in like 2016 or 2015. But, like, you know, in season 3, like, I wrote that book that if anyone were to kill me, they would read it. And that's just one example of many of like goofy strats that I've tried to do. I've always tried to be like a good perspective over like a good entertaining perspective over a good gameplay perspective. And I feel like in season 3, it really gave me an opportunity to like enjoy my time during the round, which is something I rarely even do anymore. When I do a round, it's sort of like going through the motions or whatever. Maybe it's a round I don't really care about. But Frozen Craft, I always care about, and I always really try to enjoy my time during the round. And it's a whole new perspective of like who's playing and like how everyone goes together and stuff. It just the feeling, just like the different mindset of going into a round like that changes it so much. And Cakecore, I do that like I do that effortlessly. It's just a mindset at this point. It's a round that I really care about.
I hope you don't mind giving like our perspective, because you were introduced to us. You were like in the first.
Yeah, actually, when I joined Ultra Cakecore, I went back and rewatched seasons 1 and 2. So when you were talking about your and Danster's fight against Pat in that forest, is like that's a fight that I have ingrained in my mind, because I was thinking like, all right, I'm part of this round's history now.
I also happen to have it ingrained in my mind. We were very close to winning that one, and we didn't. It was, but also it was one of the like closest. Like it was in a very intense game overall, because we were both like stepping up the ladders to fight each other. It felt like a tournament bracket almost, because the way just the teams worked out.
What version was that on?
It was 1.9 plus. I mean, we never did anything in 1.8. It was
okay.
I think probably like 1.10 if I were to guess, but I don't know the timeline on that. And those updates get a little bit blurry. But yeah, you know, also with season 3, that was like the first season where I think we just legitimately all had a good time in like the pre-call. Because you know, I was approaching UHC from like
survival of the fittest. I'm fit. I kept that in the video. It was so hilarious.
Yeah, like going into Ultra into Ultra Hardcore, I previously had other collaborative experience where I was like, you cannot take chances with people messing around, so you need to lay the law like super early. So I was like super strict and reading out the rules and stuff one by one, make sure everybody's clear, because I was so used to people.
But we needed
rules.
that presence, though.
Possibly.
Breaking rules.
I mean, you guys had maybe like people who hadn't done Ultra Hardcore before, but like, you know, I feel like James and Spies are like, well, yeah, we do RRs.
Well, I've never broken a rule.
That is incorrect. Seth, okay, I need to rant on Seth real quick, because I'm not kidding. Every single season, Seth somehow is not able to fix his gamma. And I swear he's just BSing me at this point, being like, I tried, you know, I changed the dial and it just didn't work. It's like
Seth and I can resonate on that, because in a couple of groups that I was in, Frozen Craft included, and also I think Voyage, rules are made because of my strats.
I'd argue you've made a couple rules on accident in Ultra Cakecore too. Like,
you're not that guy.
Yeah, putting up fake signs in the nether to point to the wrong coordinates.
That's brilliant.
I'm always for the ingenious stuff. You know,
the second he did that in 8.5 during the Mumble season, I'm just like, you dirty dog. I know you can't hear me, but I hear you. You dirty dog. You know that's getting banned next round.
You know it's getting banned.
Remember when we first like Spots was first in season 3 was just cracking jokes and all that, and we're like, oh yeah, this guy thinks he's, and then someone was like, I think it was Infernum, said, oh, it's just Spots being Spots, and it's like that was an introduction to Spots. It's like, okay,
yeah.
Actually, Pat and Caesar were streaming on the Cakecore SMP like a month ago, and Caesar was asking about the marathon, asking about meeting everyone in person. He goes like, "So how is Spots in person?" Because he's an interesting character. And Caesar only brought me up and like, wow, that's the impression that I leave on people, I guess. And Pat goes, all right, so imagine Spots online, except he's exactly the same.
Yeah. That was my
actually kinda
description.
true.
Yeah. You guys can all agree, right? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that first introduction to season 3 really showed that, and the post for that matter. But like, I remember that was the first time where I was like, oh, it's actually kind of fun to just talk with these guys, because I very much had like a separation in my head between collaborators and like friends, basically. Like in my head is like, we're here to do work without getting paid, and not like, hey, we're hanging out and having fun. But season 3 is what kind of shifted that. And then after that, I was like so eager to do season 4 and season 5 and stuff. And then anytime we're like in the introduction calls now, that's like my favorite part of the season, when we're all just kind of catching up and procrastinating, making the round go a little bit too long. And or the end calls when we get Stan in for a Cakecore meeting. Like, that's all fun stuff.
Wait.
You know?
Do you remember how long it would take us to start a UHC back in the day?
2 hours.
Oh my god.
Really long.
Like 2 hours, 3 hours.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just took it way too seriously, because I was not familiar with the community or the way that things usually work. So I was just literally reading out the rules, and we lost at least a player or two because of that. And it's totally understandable, you know. Like, it's like, who wants to sit through that?
Oh my god!
Like the whole server thing. Like, we're trying to find a server sometimes, and
the
Pat's
old
jungle to not.
I
pay for a
completely
server was
forgot about the
intense.
old server host fiasco. That
Oh my gosh!
that we had
Every
to go
season
through.
it was like, let's find another person to host our world. Yeah,
Not even to mention the SMP.
not that, and that's a whole nother plethora of problems. Freaking. We had a server host who held our world hostage for a minute.
You're like trying to sneakily download all the files.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, you're like, "Hey, look over there."
Yeah, that's
Doing
literally what it
anything.
was. I was like, because he sent me like an outdated world file finally, so I would be joining the server with a mod that downloads the world that I load. So I would be like going to key points that have changed since then. I had to do calculations and rewatch old videos and open up chests so that they register later. So I was literally like going to people's storage rooms and opening up every single chest so that it would update.
Wow.
And then having to load it all in as schematics with world edit just to get the world operational again, until finally I was like, all right, I'm paying for my own server. I'm not dealing with this crap anymore. And
Didn't he also join the world a few times? To
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's what
that.
started this whole
and he
thing.
left like weird signs everywhere too.
So he joins
he built
the
that
server.
house.
He builds a house,
And
which
then we blow it up like 5 times.
Yeah, we should blow up. That's right. Epic finale. James actually blew it up. He's the one
Wait, was
fully
that? Hang on,
responsible
was
for
that actually a house he built?
Yeah, that was the house he built.
he
Yeah,
built
I didn't know that.
And then we blew it up like
I thought it
5
was one
times
of
on
you
video.
Wait, that was his house? I didn't even realize that.
I didn't know that.
So
James
like
just ender pearls
when
once and
Caleb,
then steps
James,
on
and I were
pressure
doing our
plate.
detective stuff on the house, and we kept just repeatedly blowing it up, that was the server host.
I even did my own detective
It
thing on it, too. I
probably
didn't know it
happened
was
a
him.
little bit like this.
I think even Deeper joined in and
You know
played
what?
some
There was
TNT.
a lot of that whole season. There was a lot of TNT and a lot of blowing up buildings.
we were
blew up
They were
Daniel's
definitely
arm.
blown up. My house was blown up. My arm was blown up.
Yeah, I did that.
yeah, we were definitely not very how do you say SMP friendly in season 1 for
But
majority.
when everyone has the same
I feel like that
mindset,
was
we
the
all
best
know what
season,
we all
though.
know what we're doing. That is like that.
I mean,
is
it's also
best
the only
combination
season you
could
played
have.
though, Caleb. So you know.
Oh.
That is true.
No, but like, you know, that's not a model that would work out for a long. I mean, it didn't work out for a long time. People literally were leaving, not playing the SMP because they're like, this sucks.
Like, yeah, I
we're
could
just-
hop on the SMP, but my house is blown up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it's, yeah.
Do you mean the time where you guys took out my entire Sky Farm? Come on.
I know, Seth, that was the most noble thing that happened on the server.
No.
No,
I
the
literally
fact
lived
that,
up there.
no, but Seth, you see, it's all connected because the fact that
And now you're
that
justifying
happened
it.
and it happened because something else happened just showed that we weren't very SMP friendly. Because you built a farm at the shopping district in the sky with just a layer of dirt. That's how little we understood about SMPs at the time, you know?
What's wrong with
it's all
that?
connected.
I don't
that's-
see anything wrong.
Everything is wrong with that. There's no reason to have a sky farm. There's grass on the ground already. You don't have to build grass.
You know there's grass on the ground, right?
I
That's
literally
kind of
What are you
cried
protecting
for
the
3
farm
days
from?
straight. That's all I'm gonna say.
Phantom?
It's just harder to make a farm in the sky, and it looks so much worse.
You can't play James, or you can't blame James for literally
It's more
living in
effort for
another
a lesser
dimension
product.
just to avoid us.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like, I'm not putting my
Wait, no,
house
Seth,
anywhere
you
near
had a
these guys.
giant farm underneath the Sky Farm anyway.
No.
I
That
know.
farm came after. That farm came
Oh,
after.
that farm came after.
We
Okay,
destroyed
I'm
his
getting-
They
and
destroyed
rebuilt
the
it.
sky
Things
farm and then
mixed
made it
up.
on the ground. It arguably helped him because it made it bigger, but still, it was like, is that an unnecessary response? Yes. Is it from something else that's unnecessary? Yes. Was the whole season full of unnecessary events? Yes.
Yes.
Did it make it
Definitely
fun
is.
though? Yes.
Yes.
Well,
I
guys,
mean,
think
it
about
made it fun until it wasn't fun. I mean, there were a lot of people who stopped having fun because of it. But most
yes.
of this happened before Spots joined too. By the
Guys,
time
I was-
Spots joined, we got a little bit more tamed with things.
I was ahead of my time. You know, the whole Sky Farm things are literally a thing just to save space, right?
no.
To-
No.
you put
Before
it-
they
you
thought
put
that
it-
the
That's not a
carrying
thing.
capacity of
put it-
humans would be a lot lower than it is now because of Sky Farms, man.
You put it like 50 blocks in the sky, and it was just more of a hassle to get to your farm. It was not. You didn't build anything else. That was all you built. Was just a farm in the sky with a little ladder going up to it.
Okay.
So, gentlemen,
And mobs would spawn
Unfortunately-
underneath it. Sorry,
I
what?
joined this podcast knowing that I would have to leave early due to my my
Condition.
my school responsibilities.
I
but
hope
it
you
was
get
it
well
was great to talk to everybody again. Can't wait for the 5-year reunion. James,
oh no,
I'm
Daniel's
happy
leaving. That's gonna change
happy
the
to hear
entire
you were going on to
podcast.
bigger and better things.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
else, I'm happy to hear that you're not going on to bigger and better things.
Hey, you can say that again.
On that note, I will be leaving this call, and I will see you at 5 years, everybody.
I like how you're just assuring that we're not going to meet before 5 years. You're like, I'm not going to talk to these guys unless it's 5 years from now.
That's
Okay.
it, you know?
He's
Now
trying
maybe
to
I can get my
reinforce that
microphone a
narrative.
little bit better by readjusting myself. Yeah, for those who don't know, it's
What
very,
a
very.
professional and dapper fellow that Daniel kid is.
Oh yes, it's very difficult to get all 6 of us together, and just trying to get this podcast going. I was literally asking people every week, like, "What's your availability right now?" And like,
Oh, is that what you're
free
asking
days
for?
do you have this week? Oh, I would ask every week because it's like, and I had an order of operations of like who I would ask first. You know,
Hey, no wonder I didn't get that many messages.
well, because I was like, I think I know your schedule decently well, so I was like,
Oh.
I had to first start with the people with the changing schedules, which was like Spods and Daniel, because you know they both work, and
I
so-
work too. I have
Yeah.
19 units in college as well. What, you're making it seem like I'm just a
I'm-
dude like
I'm,
laying
you don't
on my
have a 9 to
bed.
5 job, is what I mean. Like, you know, you don't have to.
Okay,
Like, so
okay.
it's not like
Got
you're
it.
going to be closing a store or you're going to be opening a store. Like, and that's the kind of stuff that Daniel and Spods have to do, right? So they're the first people I have to ask. It's not a competition for who I ask about scheduling. For
Yes,
Just
it
so we're
is.
clear.
It's a very.
Ooh, ask me.
And then, of course, I had to do this all with mind of James's parameters that he sent. So it just every single week sending messages,
Sorry about
and then it's probably been. I don't know. I mean, it's totally
I've
fine.
been
You're,
sleeping better recently, having not been doing like 5 a.m. Video recordings of me half asleep and you and Owlton carrying. What was that series that we were doing? Kill the Dragon.
Yeah. The Kill the Dragon.
You know, I've been sleeping
We don't
better.
talk about that series.
Oh, sorry.
I was just telling Spaz the other day that I keep finding that footage on my hard drive when I'm like cleaning stuff up. And one day I want to tackle it and try
I
to
believe
get
I have
it
a nearly
worked out,
finished
but-
episode 3 on my hard drive. That's
Oh,
edited.
Yes.
Oh, get
Um,
up soon.
It's a good series. So, you know, when time frees up,
It's a
which,
good two-parter.
as everybody knows, time always frees up. I would love to tackle it and send it out. But of course, that's just not, I don't have time for that very much right now. Also, that's kind of a good segue into like, hey, what's been going on with the channel lately? Most of these members know, you know, we've talked about this on a previous Ultra Cakecore season. But you know, we're all busy now, and that's pretty much it. we're just busy. And that's why there hasn't been very many videos, and there's going to continue to not be very many videos, but hey, it's still going to act as a hub for anytime we want to hang out with each other. And like Trent and I, we both really love Metroid Prime, and we wanted to share that experience with y'all, so we decided to record that, and that's what we're uploading right now. And if other things like that arise for other members, then that might happen too. You might even, who knows, might see something see something that includes James as well. You know, he's not gone forever. He's not just disappearing. But yeah, typically you won't be seeing very many organized projects. There is something coming out with Seth soon. And that is officially uploaded. Just needs post-production.
Seth will upload his first video after James leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
This is going to be Seth's first series that he worked on for the channel over the last 2 years. So it's basically a good thing we haven't fired him. That's
I did the Wingman series, man.
You didn't host that. You didn't record that. You didn't edit that. You had nothing to do with it. You just played.
I was the one who actually came up with
And we all know
showed
we're not
up.
watching for Seth's gameplay.
Well, because it doesn't show Seth's gameplay. It shows Daniel's. It's a one perspective thing.
Yeah.
One thing I thought would be fun though with this podcast is every once in a while on these podcasts I like to bring up like the numbers. Which make
No,
Seth
don't
feel
bring
bad
up
and
the
stuff.
numbers.
It kind of changed that much since last time, right?
It actually changed a decent amount.
No,
it's been
because
about a year since we last
Pat and
checked.
Trent are just going to be like number 1 and 2 now.
There definitely was an influx in Pat and Trent content. As of yesterday is when I added up all the scores. Do you guys have any estimations or guesses you want to make?
No.
Well, you're still number one.
I'm definitely still number one. Yes.
Oh,
there's
yes.
There's no
Do you
denying.
mean how many appearances or how many videos uploaded?
Appearances, and keep in mind that this year we had so many UHCs too, which bumps everybody's stats up. So
True.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm in 13 videos
a total or just this year?
total.
Okay, so you clearly haven't been in the podcast yet because no.
Wait, what do you?
Seth,
I mean,
you'll actually be
13
surprised by your number, I think, Seth.
Wait, are you talking about since the relaunch, or are you talking about
Since the relaunch, how many videos you've appeared in?
Oh
you're
wait,
not
no,
gonna
I did the
believe the
SMP. Or you're talking about on Cakecore, or are you talking about
On
videos?
Cakecore, yes.
Okay, because
the
I
Let's
was going
Play
to say I'm
channel
pretty
you run.
popular on other platforms, but
No, on the Cakecore channel, how many Let's Plays do you think you've been a part of? I want to hear your guess.
okay.
How
Oh,
many
sorry,
videos have you guessed it in?
I did dyslexia on you. It wasn't 13, it was 31.
Yeah, right.
All right, is that your final guess?
Yeah.
I'll tell you it's higher. It was already higher like the last time we recorded this, and you were actually in more videos this year, I think, than last year. So
Okay, apparently I don't pay attention to this stuff.
Seth, you have been in 93 videos.
What? Bro!
That's 93
So it's
pieces
like
of evidence that Seth
13
has
That's
existed.
videos,
divisible
maybe
by
31?
3! Oh my gosh!
I don't know if you can even remember any of those
Oh
93
my gosh.
videos.
Donkey Kong 64. We got
Donkey Kong 64 was 7 episodes. Yes,
We got UHCs.
there were several UHCs you were part of. For the UHCs, I didn't bother like keeping track of when people died or whatnot. I just added one for every UHC episode because to keep it simple, you know.
So I'm in a lot less than 93 then. Okay.
Yeah, theoretically you would lose a lot, but you know.
Okay. So UHCs, we've got
You don't have to retrack everything. I was
gonna say it's gonna be hard.
what I'm saying though is that you've actually been in a surprising amount. Who do you guys? Seth is the least represented Cakecore member on the channel. Who do you guys think is next?
Next
James.
least?
Yes, Cakecore member specifically, not ghosts or not
henchmen.
ghosts.
Ghosts?
Henchmen, yeah. I don't know why I had ghosts on the brain.
I don't
They're
know.
all dead now.
Ghost.
I don't know.
The next up is Dan though with 104. So you and Daniel are actually pretty close in numbers.
Oh my gosh. Can I actually pass him up with this new series coming up soon?
Yeah, another
That's
series.
a 4-episode series, so no.
Oh man.
Spods, you're next with 107.
That's thanks to isolation.
Caleb. Huh?
That's thanks to isolation spots since I finished
Oh.
editing.
I thought you were saying that was inflation.
Inflation.
Next is Caleb with 115. So Caleb, Spods, Daniel, and Seth are all pretty close, which is
We're all
surprising.
leveling out now,
Yes.
which is so weird.
Wait, how
Yeah.
did I level out that much? What the heck?
You participated in Cakecore a lot this year. You had
I did?
a lot of guests. You were in We Need to Go Deeper. You were in you were in
Speaking of which, I still have some of those
vlogs,
episodes.
Did you really? I thought there was. I don't
No,
know.
I think I
You
still
ever
have like
upload them
3 of
then?
those or something. They're just not.
You know, actually, in my hard drive too, I recently found a Super Nintendo video I did with Talon that somehow got lost that I never uploaded. So I might upload that at some point.
Yeah, get them up.
Yeah. James, you're next with 126. Still pretty close to Owl.
Yeah, pretty close.
That's but that's thanks to
Inflation.
your UHC episodes, of course, and then also Flatlands bumped you up quite a
Isolation
bit.
being the only completed series on the Cakecore channel. Anyway,
Actually, I've got some stats of all the completed series on the Cakecore channel. The first one that was completed was Trapped in Isolation. And then there's some mini series like Pikmin 3 Bingo Battle, which is a 3-parter. Let's for Dead 2, Caleb and I finished, although we didn't start that on the Cakecore channel. We started that on PatNet Games. Ultra Cakecore Season 8, Season 8.5, Season 9, and Season 10 all finished. Rising Stars, Geology, and Amidity also finished because they're all UHCs. Panda and I finished a Mindustry series. We finished the Map Jam trilogy. We finished the Flatlands SMP server, and we finished the Super Slugger series, and that's
You finished the Super Slugger series?
Super Slugger series. I love that
You sound
series.
disappointed.
That's
Seth.
the only series I like to watch of Cakecore.
I mean, okay, I guess maybe we technically didn't finish because there were 2 more episodes.
Okay,
it's just
good.
the audio is unbearable, and I can't revive it. It's
By the way, I'm
It's too
kidding.
much work.
I watched some other Cakecore videos
yeah,
as well.
Amity. That took me so long to edit.
our list of suspended series is much longer,
Oh.
but we got the
Survival
Smash
games,
Ultimate
man.
board game,
Wait,
Cadence of Hyrule.
wait.
What?
But Pat, before you list, how many videos have you been in? It must be loads.
Do we need that? You know,
300.
241 actually. 300's a generous
over
one.
100.
But
Over 100.
yeah, over 100 by the next guy. Yeah, I'm just saying if people don't like Pat, I feel very bad for them if they're subscribed to the Cakecore channel because
Wait, that's why we don't
I am
have so many
representing quite a bit.
subscribers.
It's
kidding.
the only reason. It's the only. If I wasn't here, the channel would skyrocket. We all know this.
Oh
We
my
all
God.
Guys,
know
we all
this.
know what to do.
Yeah.
Guys,
it's also worth
there's
mentioning,
4 of us and only 1 of him.
Wait, but
The-
2 guests as well. So
Yes. Yeah. Who do you guys think the highest guest is?
Trent
Ooh,
Trent.
or Saint.
wait, no. I'm gonna go on a whim and say Panda.
Oh,
Oh, so we got 1 for
I don't
Trent,
think
1 for
so.
Panda, 1 for
Oh no,
Zenji.
Jesus.
yeah, there's that.
James.
I don't
Danny. We got 1 for Danny. James, not James. Unfortunately, you're wrong on that one. No, yeah, it is Danny with 55 videos.
Oh, wow.
being
Yeah,
represented.
I thought
That's
it was gonna be
mostly
Jesus.
highest
thanks
guest.
to many Battlefront videos.
Highest guest
Also,
is-
we need to go deeper.
Isn't
Huh?
aside Seth. The
And
highest guest isn't
Overcooked, isn't it, right?
And yeah, Seth would be the highest guest. Yeah,
you know, we got
Overcooked was a small series, but yes, he was also part of that one. Oh, also Wingmans. He was in so many Wingmans, both from Daniel's and mine. So
I was just
that
thinking
was,
it's kind of embarrassing for Seth if he was lower than the highest guest, but because he's quite some way ahead, I think that's okay. I think you're safe.
Quick
Safe,
question.
Seth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if a guest surpasses me, do I get demoted from a Cakecore member?
Yes.
yeah, you guys officially switched spaces. Yeah.
Really?
So
Oh,
when the
no.
Cakecore D&D thing happens, Danny's gonna skyrocket again.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but-
he's gonna post like a bunch of 10-second videos of him or something.
Yeah, Danny's gonna take the channel down. Panda's next with 35. Panda really rose in ranks this year also. And that was after the Mindustry fact, but he participated in a lot of stuff, Scribble IOs and stuff. Panda is like the old reliable. It's like you need a person, I'll just get Panda. He's always available.
That's true. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, Zenger also 25, mostly from Flatlands, but also making quite a few appearances on the SMP, I think. At least a couple, maybe not quite a few.
The 4-4
And the 404 challenge, and also the 1 or 2 one-offs that you guys have done. Trent is in 20, and that's mostly thanks to the 11 episodes of Metroid Prime that's out as of the time of recording. He's going to be in 20 more because it's a really long series. And then Talon has been in 11. Philip has been in 5 thanks to Amidity.
I'm gonna take
He's going to be in more as soon as Seth's series releases.
Wait, Philip
Caesar's
has already
been
been in
four.
video. Is it on the channel?
Yeah, he was part of a UHC that Seth, James, and Philip did.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right. Caesar's been in 4, and that's because of SMP videos. Ben has been in 3 because of SMP videos. Reed has been in 3 because of SMP videos. Even Tristan has been in 2 because of part 1 and part 2 of Comp 5v5. And
Comp 5v5.
Wait,
which means
but
Goose
what about
has
the
also been in
Bessie
2.
one? Bessie,
Well, from the relaunch.
Oh, okay, got it.
And then Badmer's been in 1 because of an SMP episode. There might be another one coming out at some point if I ever find the time to.
Oh yeah, let's get some
salvage
Badmer
it.
representation in
Wait,
here.
what about UHC? Is Badmer or what was?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about UHC. Okay, so typically with UHCs, I don't count
Oh, okay.
the players other than
that's
the
fair,
members.
that's fair. No. Never.
If I were to,
If
though,
Caleb
then
didn't
Badmer
spectate
would be
them
in
that
a lot more.
episode, they don't get the credit.
Well, I definitely didn't.
Oh my gosh, that
Didn't
would be
check
so so annoying.
But yeah, so over 2 years, I've been in 241 videos. So that means it's probably been around 300 or so, so, in total. But yeah,
How many videos do we have on the channel now?
See, that's a stat I should know, but the thing is that we
You know what?
uploaded it a ton before this because of the first Cakecore marathon, which we upload all the VODs to. So the numbers are kind of skewed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an easy way of checking just within the last 2 years, but there's been a lot. Does that answer your question?
No.
I want specifics.
How many
There's been a lot
cells
of
are in the human body?
playlists.
A lot. That's
Oh,
like
there's-
what
Do
I
you want
there's-
to know this?
More videos than cells for sure. I'm
There's
quite
more
confident
videos
about
than
that
cells.
one. Yeah.
Period.
Period.
What's wrong with having more videos than subs? Eh? What are you trying to say?
I mean, I don't need to read off the entire list of every series that we've done, but does anybody have any
What's the
series that they
longest?
remember quite fond of? What are some of your guys' favorite series that you partook in or that you watched?
I mean, I had a lot of fun editing series. That was genuinely one of the highlights, and things like the Flatlands SMP and Isolation, being editing those in such a way, that was a lot of fun, and they were fun to take part in as well. So I'd probably
the Flatlands episodes I felt always turned out so good because I think we were already pretty on top of it with trying to make everybody laugh and stuff, but then once you throw that into an edited cohesive style, and when you record for an hour and it gets cut down into 30 minutes, you're getting the best of the best, right? So it's those always turned out really good.
And there's just to mention 2 other videos that really scraping the bottom of the barrel sort of thing with regards to recording was the fake HC that Spods and I did, and the fake, the one Zenj and I did recently, the Manhunt one. So those 2 recordings, neither of us on both occasions were like, oh, that wasn't the best sort of thing, and you just throw it into the editor, add some memes, and everyone likes that sort of thing. It's funny how that works.
Wait, for the fake HC one?
Well, yeah, it just genuinely just throwing in memes and that. It just for some reason it just makes it look better because it sort of connects it with stuff people will understand.
Right, and
because
I think
only
what really
understand
sold
the
it for
memes.
me
was
the
universal language.
the level of dated memes too was spot on.
are truly dated.
If we have a meme video, we're leaving it to James to edit now.
Because if you would have gone for current memes, then it would have been dated really quick. But if you go in with memes that are already too old, then it makes it gold. Too old.
Then the video is always
gold.
dated, and it doesn't lose or gain meaning.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So basically, our professional advice to everyone out there uploading is make sure you make dated videos before they even release. What else do you guys got? I have to get up for a second. Talk amongst
Super
yourselves.
Slugger series.
What do you like about that?
I just love the game, but I'm terrible at it, so it's fun watching 2 clashes of the Titans.
Sandy Caves is amazing. All right, let's make this very clear.
Oh, that did my head in that series.
Wait, what series?
Oh, the Sandy. What was it?
The Sandy Caves thing with me, Pat, and Caleb.
Yeah.
The dirt was trying to invade the crafting table bridge. We had a Caleb shop.
Oh
which
my
was
gosh, I
always closed. You could never
loved
open
that
it.
series so much.
Oh my gosh.
The series
I
was
remember
golden.
that.
I loved it. Wait, are we
And
bringing
so
that
many
back?
just
We gotta bring
budding
that back.
storylines.
We were not it was just absolute chaos. It was just relentless. Us all trying to progress whatever our motives were, and it just made it.
Did we ever finish? Did we ever finish that series?
We never.
Did you
finished
upload all
there was
recording
nothing
it,
to
but,
finish.
Like,
We had
whatever
no
we
goal.
recorded is up.
Everything
We had no
recorded?
objective. Yeah, everything we recorded is up. Though.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there might be like 1 or 2 minutes at the end that can't be formed into an episode, but everything is basically up.
So that's a completed
Oh,
series.
I forgot about that. We got to do something like that again because it
Essentially.
was so goofy and it's just.
It was a lot
I
of fun.
loved
Yeah.
that.
It was pretty fun. It was fun to edit too because it was just like being able to.
The
No, go for it,
Corey,
go for
the
it.
Corey in the middle of the map.
We started digging this like 5x5 hole just in the middle of where we spawn.
And then of course, TNT starts going in the mix, and then people start
Yes, of
spawning
course.
inside the pit, and
There's
nobody
the
can
dirt
have
saplings.
food to regenerate health.
Yeah.
It was the war between the Corey and the dirt saplings. We didn't know which one was going to win,
And then the
but
dirt
nature
saplings
was fighting
was trying to
itself.
take over the crafting table bridge.
Oh, that was
Oh
a
my
good time.
gosh.
And Caleb was always closed. I don't think his shop ever.
I don't
left
think
the
we're ready
ground.
to open yet.
Yeah, we're still talking to the board of
trying to
directors.
open
we're
it,
still,
whether
we're
or
still
not we want to
thinking
make
if
one
we
of the
even
door.
want to open.
So good.
Would opening
Yeah,
be
that's
a
a good
good
one.
business plan?
Well, another one that was kind of like that I really liked was the Civ series between Spods and Danny and I, because that one was very similar. It was just absolutely relentless. But
Pat,
also,
we just need more short 3-person series with us too.
I guess 3 is just the magic number,
Yeah.
and it's got to include. Yeah, we'll start a new channel called
3.
Pat and Spods plus one more, and then we just bring one person in every time and do something. You know what would be great is if we bring on Panda and absolutely frustrate him to the max, just piss him off entirely. No, but yeah, that Civ series. Oh my gosh, the war on the north, and
The workers who were soldiers at one point.
and children at some point too. I think we
gosh.
talked a lot about like, oh my gosh, they took the kids and stuff.
Spiteville.
Spiteville, yes.
He's
You're
like, what do you expect? It's called Spiteville.
Yeah. It was good times.
I declared war on you, which made you a warmonger for some reason.
Yeah, what was up with that? You declared war on me so you could like take one space or something, and then you like wanted to make peace. I'm like, I'm not letting you off that easy. And then also, I remember when Danny made the world's wonder like 2 turns before you finished his, and yeah, good times.
was gonna
Danny was gonna absolutely cream us though because he's good at the game.
No,
What was
no,
that, James?
Danny is way too good at Civ.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed I wouldn't say it was a highlight this series. The one you and I did, what was it, the Sky Factory?
Yes, Sky
No,
Factory.
I didn't have to do any. You did everything. Like you,
Yeah.
I just had to be there and act dumb, and yeah,
Sky Factory was like the funnest series that was super difficult to record because
Right.
a modded progression pack, you just have to entirely focus on like you have to lay out what you're going to do beforehand so that you're not just looking in menus the entire time. And even then you're going to be looking in menus the entire time. So it was like super tough to actually work out. And plus like getting the server up every time and waiting for Sky Factory to load. If someone crashes, you got to reboot it and stuff. But when we were actually playing, it was a lot of fun. And I also just love the pack too. I'm a big fan of modded Minecraft. And also, it's one of those weird late bloomer ones. Not that it really matters so much, but like it's gotten a more post reception than a lot of other series, which is kind of interesting. So, but yeah, that one was enjoyable. It's a shame we didn't get further in it, but also like it was just so tough to manage. It was like you said, James, I was doing everything. I was just trying to.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is fun. This is easy, and then I'm like, it can't be that easy. He must be pulling his weight.
My favorite part of that series is when I keep relentlessly telling you not to do something and then you do it anyway, and then we get screwed over because of it.
I saw
Like
that
placing lava in our base.
Yep.
And
I saw that
You're
highlights of you.
To
You
put
give
it in words of Zisto, if your base isn't trying to kill you, you're doing it wrong.
if your teammate's not trying to kill you, then do you even have a teammate at all?
True.
The
Gotta
guy
keep you in
places the
check.
lava bucket and breaks the bucket so he can't do it. So then he puts a block over the lava so it doesn't burn. And then it's like, great, we need to make more lava, which isn't easy to do in Sky Factory. But yeah, that was a good
Fellas,
time for sure.
Fellas, how can buckets hold lava, but when you throw a bucket into lava, it burns?
It's an excellent question.
For
The
another-
outside of it.
Anyway, what's the next subject?
The inside's stronger than the outside.
Yes.
The inside is actually still there. It's just useless.
I have another question then. What are some of your guys' favorite moments from any of the marathons?
Ooh.
Like some highlights that stick out to you, especially
Foosball.
to the people who actually got to fly out last time.
Oh yeah.
Foosball,
I
was
like to think I
exciting.
was the commentary god on foosball, but that was only because it was at 5 a.m. and I overhyped
Yeah.
myself way too much.
No, it's because it was 5 a.m. that meant that like this guy's a pro. Because anyone else at 5 a.m. would absolutely. I was struggling. I couldn't say a word.
Yeah, I don't know
Because
how
we were
you
supposed
did
to
that.
co-op it, and I was like, "Oh, there's nothing I can add to this. Spot's got this. He's fine."
It was perfect.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying,
was
if we
so
did
hoping
DDR,
that I would just
would've-
somehow BS my way through the first round, so I could like get to. The whole thing was that if I got to foosball, everyone else was done for. It doesn't
Right.
matter who, but
You and
I
were
think the
pretty close
Cakecore
in
tournament
foosball.
in a whole was something that I was very,
Yeah,
very
Seth
much
and I
fond
were
of. Even though
close
I
with-
wasn't even ranking in it, like it was just setting it up and stuff and organizing it was so much fun for me. But
I had to get.
I don't know if you
really
guys noticed, I kind
enjoyed-
of like to
I
organize.
really
things.
enjoyed the time we spent with each other, like before the marathon, just like going around the place.
That was fun too.
Yeah.
For sure. We played Mario Kart for a bit, and I saw some old screenshots of that some people accidentally took because they didn't know what the buttons were. So that was a good time.
How about Caleb being at his ceramic studio for like
Oh,
2
we all
additional hours?
totally bombarded Caleb's ceramic studio. Just a crowd of people walk in, be like, "Hey, Caleb!"
That
was a good time. Oh man, I keep forgetting that Danny was there too because we don't have much footage of him there. But Danny was there too, you know.
Yeah.
Oh
Danny
yeah, he
was on top
slept
of
14
things.
hours in a 24-hour marathon.
It's just
Oh,
the only time
poor
that Danny
guy.
didn't feel well was when he was on camera.
I know.
yeah.
Poor guy.
Because the night before,
Before
just
and after,
playing,
we were like, you know,
oh,
fine.
he was practically a new person the second he woke up the next day, and I'm like, well, you're just gonna skip the whole marathon and then be like, hey, I'm okay now.
Yeah.
No, obviously I don't blame Danny.
No, he's got stage
yeah.
fright, man. I'm just kidding.
I enjoyed from last year specifically. I like the UHCs, all of them. Especially
Oh, the
the
UHCs,
first
yeah.
one because it was just us 8. I mean, I know you didn't play Pat or Elton or someone, but we were all in the world and we were all in this like
Mhm.
same 2 rooms. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't think there's many.
I was robbed.
Wait, was that the UHC I won?
Oh wait, no, wait, did I win that one? Then no,
think
I
we were-
wasn't. I
yeah,
wasn't
think
robbed.
we were all robbed.
No, you Spots. You were the one who robbed people. That's what it was.
Yeah.
In the public round, you
I
did
kept
Cosmic
getting
so dirty.
revived.
Yeah, just over and over. Spots, you definitely have the record for most revived player in live rounds for sure. There's no contest
And
about
every
that.
time someone revived me, I disrespected them by dying a stupid way.
You would die so fast. Do you remember when you were crouching over lava on Soul Sand?
Yeah.
Like, that's a rookie mistake, my guy.
Crouching up.
And then, like, the chat was like, oh, you just jumped into it. And you're like, I did not jump into it. And then, of course, there was the bees. Oh, that was a good highlight.
Oh, I love
I
Little did we
tried,
know
I
that the
tried
bees
to
would be
carry
such a
so
good
many
incentive.
bees to 0-0.
Oh, remember when the bees were fighting the wither? Oh, my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
won.
Seth kind of
because
conned his way to winning that one. He was like, yeah, let's team up against the wither, but also I'll just make sure you guys die first. And then, yeah,
That's not. That's
that was the
And then-
nature of it.
The bees inside of Ben's house as well.
Caleb, what was that line you said that was so funny? It was like, you said, yeah, you're like, it's Pollination Nation. Like, he's gonna need an exterminator.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's good times.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
some
annoyed
of-
that. Yeah, I was gonna say I was annoyed that I had to do the speed run against James. I feel like if I didn't have that, I could have gone on
That
to
was
win.
Oh yeah.
tough
no matter
matchup,
who won,
yeah.
no matter who won against that spleef round, Seth, it was just we weren't getting past round 2.
I know. I didn't even realize what was happening. I was
Yeah,
like, oh
well,
crap.
that
this
was
is
the
To be
only one.
fair, though, like,
That was the only one I
If-
practiced for. The speedrun was literally the only one because I thought, well, I might.
No.
I mean, I think just in general, James was the only person who practiced. I think
that's true.
I think James knew going in, like,
Well,
I have now practiced enough to where I'm going to win this tournament. or
Played some
whatever.
sort of golfing game, right?
There was golfing, yeah. You did play. You and Zenger played golf for the first time.
It was such a bonkers map. Like,
No. The tournament was good, but the first round, like, a lot depended on it. Like, if Caleb and Zenj had been given something else, they might have gone a lot further. I got lucky. I got one thing that I could actually do. So,
yeah,
the first
well,
round did a lot.
It's a good thing that we made multiple suggestions and picked out like the most even from it. But even then, like, I was surprised just by how different our tastes were in just playing games, like we had some vastly different categories. But that's also what made it interesting, is that we got a little piece of everybody in the round, Unfortunately, we didn't get the staring contest in.
I was going to say,
but,
Daniel was the one that suggested the staring contest, right?
I think someone also suggested pizza eating challenge. Daniel was very into Matt Stoney.
Yeah,
Staring
No,
contest,
I'm not
I
doing that.
would have lost.
Surrendered.
Yeah.
Did we ever end up ordering a pizza? Can't remember.
No, I don't I
I think we had enough food.
I don't even know if I ate, honestly.
No, we lived
like,
off of gummy worms and vanilla Coke.
Oh my god!
So unhealthy that.
oh, that's
my-
right. The gummy worms. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love the gummy worm.
We ate a good meal the night before. We had like some pasta or something the night before.
Oh, we went to we went to an Asian restaurant
yeah,
and
that was
got
good.
like
Oh, the
some
noodle house.
really good ramen.
I
and
remember
stuff
I was like
Yeah.
I was like talking about chopsticks or whatever, and I used chopsticks to
to
use
carry
a
the fork.
spoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
That was a very cursed picture.
I think that's still pinned in the other chat. Is it
Oh, is it pinned in the CS:GO chat?
pinned in the
It
CS:GO
should
chat?
stay there.
Wait, let me see.
Yeah, no, and that was really fun too. It's nice that we had such a good diffusal before the marathon, and then now that way for the marathon we can work ourselves to death and pretend like it's okay. And like I remember not even feeling hungry at any point in time because I was just so focused on what we were doing. But I legitimately crashed at some point. Like my body said, "Oh no, you're just gonna sleep," and then I think I slept on stream for a good hour. James and Spots kind of had to hold the commentary for a bit,
Yeah.
playing the ice
you have-
hockey.
yeah.
You have absolutely nothing to worry about when it's me carrying the commentary.
Ice hockey. Is that the ice hockey?
Nothing to worry about.
Is this a
We're lucky that there was no racist jokes this time. No, that's a joke. Just so everyone, no, that's Spotters does not make racist jokes. Just so we're clear, okay.
Wait, it was quite good though, because the ending, like the ice hockey and then onwards, was that we actually, because after having not that many people at night, like especially for the for the foosball, later on we got a lot towards the back end, so that was good. Because I remember there was quite a few people
Yes.
joining in with the ice hockey, and then the last
Yeah,
session.
our dream of making it full circle of regaining the morning audience just by staying up too late worked, and that was great.
regaining the
'Cause-
morning audience?
Yeah, because well, and what who the untold here. I mean, we tell of him a lot, but Sten coming in and bringing in his like usual streaming viewership into like ungodly hours and just kept the chat active because of that. Even when the stream went down, our guys still doing the transition in chat.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that was good.
Sten was also he did 2 transitions too, which is great. Which, by the way, this would probably be as good as time as ever at the very end of the podcast to talk about how usually around this time of year we do the marathon. We're not going to be doing the marathon at this time of year this year, and that's just because the state of the virus right now and whatnot. But we are planning on returning to the marathon at the end of the summer. That said, it's not going to be to the same scale as the previous marathon. That was kind of a once in a lifetime chance. But
It should have been there.
if
Should
you
have been
are,
there.
if you are, yeah, you had to have been there. I'm sorry.
If you watch the VODs, it's all good.
Yeah, the VODs are all up there. There's a whole edited Cakecore tournament video, which, by the way, for some reason is also getting some bizarre reception.
Bizarre posts. Just saying, we should have.
Our posts are coming out of it. Like, it's just stand clear.
Just saying, we should have included DDR. I'm just saying.
I think you did recommend DDR, didn't you? I
That
think
actually
you put
got
it on
high,
the
didn't
ballot.
it?
That's
Or
got
did it get
another.
terribly,
No,
really
it didn't
low?
get high. It
Wait,
got low.
what got high of mine that I posted?
Foosball got high.
Understandable.
Yeah, I think you put foosball, Seth. Your foosball
Chess
went
did
really high.
too.
Oh yeah, chess went high too.
Oh,
That was
yes.
a fun.
I really
fun
wanted.
one too.
Nintendo
I think
64
would have been a bad
GoldenEye.
match.
what would be interesting is to do something like a Cakecore tournament, but to where all the rounds are unified, to where everybody plays chess for the first round or something, and then everybody plays foosball for the next round or something like that, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, it wouldn't be the same kind of feel, but it'd be interesting just to see everybody
like-
do the same kind of game.
We're obviously
liked
not
it the
gonna
other
have
way.
that many people in the or I don't know, maybe
Oh,
next
like,
marathon.
you
We were
mean in-
talking
in
about
person?
marathon.
Yeah, next marathon, there probably won't even be like a Cakecore tournament or whatnot, because it's, we're so incredibly lucky that it even happened last time, because it was
I
right
know.
before the entire world changed forever, right?
Yeah.
And we, the chances of that happening, well, obviously this year is slim, but even next year's are like, well, that's tough. But lo and behold, try to join in around, keep your eyes out around the end of the summer, hopefully, or nearing, I don't know, late summer. We don't have dates, but that's hopefully when it will happen.
But hey, I
again.
mean, get the right amount of people together, get the right people together, even, and there might be another tournament. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? But it might not even be a 24-hour though. I don't know. That's kind of exhausting.
We had to-
The tournament was basically the reason we did 24-hour. Well, and because we thought we might as well, since we're going all out anyway.
yeah.
But like the
Mhm.
tournament took up like 3 hours or something like that, and when you already have UHCs taking up many hours. But either way, I don't mean to entirely stay on the logistics of marathons, because I can and don't. I mean, you want me to? I will. Don't make me. I will.
Chat saying
the battle.
carry on.
Chat. What do you guys think in chat? Boy, live Cakecore podcast would be a cool future. If we were to go super ham on the channel, I feel like that would be the natural progression of the Cakecore podcast, is to do it live, get some feedback from chat and stuff like that. It'd be kind of neat.
Right, yeah.
But the reason a lot of us aren't going ham on the channel right now is because we're all kind of in different places than we were 2 years ago when we first started the channel.
Oh, yeah.
Better places.
Something like our voices are much better. Not even sound better, they just better in general, like they're healthier voices.
No, I said
um,
better places, not voices.
Oh, better places.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Daniel just posted on Instagram.
Uh-oh.
Are you gonna get a live retelling of an image
Wait, is he resigning?
from?
Wait, no, it's not.
Today I have to inform the
Why
public
the
that I shall
why
be
did I
forever
just
leaving
get-
Cakecore.
Why did I just get a notification 1 minute ago of a post from July 2020?
Oh my
Because
God.
Instagram is a fantastic program. But no, it's interesting because we all, not just in like work or living places or in different places now, but even creatively, like when we first started when I was first conceptualizing the channel with Caleb, the relaunch or whatnot, Caleb was hardly even interested in ceramics at that point. I don't know if you'd even taken like any classes, right?
I
Now-
had taken one class, beginning class at the other college.
Right. And now you're like, that's like one of your main forms of that's one of your main art forms now, right? Is just doing pottery, and you even sell pottery stuff now too.
Yeah.
And then it's like, spods. Well, I don't know if you could tell me if you want me to cut this off the air. I don't know if this is like spoilers, but you're now actually like working on your own album and stuff like that, right? And
On and
It's-
off, very on and off.
on and off, but
is
very
that
clear
is that the
progress
band
being
name
made.
on and off?
Yeah, the album's name
Very
is on and off. Yeah,
No,
actually,
but it's
that's
like
not a
it's-
bad name
it's-
for an album.
What I have right now is just a collection of just like, I don't know, demos that have just been put together in my bedroom, not professionally done or anything.
You've been sampling them to those around you, and everyone
Yeah.
agrees that they're getting better every time you send a new draft,
Yeah.
And this is all a collection of stuff you didn't have before. So new creative places, right? Seth, you're definitely teaching piano lessons a lot more than you used to, I imagine.
Mhm.
I don't know how much you were before, but also you're just even further in your academic studies, and you're going to be more successful than all of us. And then
Hey.
James
Don't
continue.
put me in that light.
But we
Um,
all know
no,
it's true.
I'm saying it now so that you remember the rest of us, and then you just pick us up when we need help. You're just like,
What do you mean
oh
I
yeah,
pick you
I'll
up?
put you guys in my third mansion. It's fine. I'm just
Oh
saying,
my gosh.
Cakecore House is going to be because of you. What was that, James?
I'll be a servant. I'll clean his toilets or something.
that fits in perfectly though. I mean,
Servant.
James with the channel has always been like the hard worker of the group, I'd say. I mean, like, I plan a lot of things and organize things, but James, when it comes down to editing, you could give him anything to edit, and he would just powerhouse it, get the
Which
whole
is why
series
he's not
uploaded
making
in one
videos
go.
anymore.
Mitochondria, it right?
While still uploading, like, how many videos to your channel every day?
It's
What
too.
in the world?
No,
Two
it's-
every day now, but back then it was probably...
Spots and I were talking in chat just about kind of addictions before you guys joined, and I managed to kick mine, which was, I just couldn't stop editing videos. Like, do you know how you probably don't, but you just, there's another video, another video, and another video, and you just want to keep going. Yeah, I managed to kick it. So, yeah.
So what has that been like to just not do, to not play in a UHC every week? Like, what is that like?
Hey, James, if I made a UHC, would you play in it?
Nah, I can't go back. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's weird, but like, it took me a few weeks, but after that, I dreamt about UHC a few times actually. But it's
As we all should.
it's kind of hard to explain. I will be honest. I've edited 2 videos since I stopped, and they were just like kind of 2 montages of clips I had. Apart from that, I'm hopefully never gonna edit again.
Are your
We
like
shall-
mouse hands shaky? Like, do you feel like you need to type on a computer randomly? Like,
Yeah,
what's
in fact, my
going on?
hand's shaking right now
Yeah.
of not be able to do that,
Yeah.
So
So basically, I'm also going to take this opportunity to say that Ultra Cakecore is dead, and no more seasons.
yeah, and you win
Because,
next time.
we if James doesn't play, who's going to win? You can't have a UHC without a winner. No, Ultra
Now's my
Cakecore is not
chance. Oh my
dead
gosh.
for the time being. But although I'm saying if we were to stop, season 10 is not a bad place. I'm just saying. I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying
it's
the
a nice-
opportunity
it's a nice number.
arises.
Oh, hint, I suppose.
So yeah,
No, no, Pat. We need to keep going at least 2 more seasons so I can reach my 10 season mark.
Oh, that's true. You'd be one of the few people with the 10 season mark. Honestly, I don't think even Caleb has that right now. You missed a season, I think, Caleb.
Do I
Did
have
I
it?
actually?
I feel like everybody's missed a season
wait, no,
except
no.
for.
Wait, I missed a season, but I don't think it was official, right?
Oh yeah, you missed an unofficial season. I think Seth missed an official season though.
Did I really?
Did you miss the
Spectating
Mumble
a
one,
season
Seth?
count as playing it?
Oh
No.
yeah, Seth did
No,
spectate.
I mean, I don't know.
Right.
It's up to you.
Mm.
We're just
Wait, what did I
checking-
miss?
You spectated the Mumble season. But
Is that
you were still
considered
technically
missing?
in it.
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know.
think. I don't think that was missing, man.
I like how
I like-
nowadays,
I
like,
finally
if,
have-
if we have an uneven, we're just like, yeah, just put Seth solo. It's fine.
I feel like I have everything set to where I would be good at spectating because I have a camera now and I have the microphone and the computer. I haven't had all of them at once.
That's true. We wouldn't have 480p spectator footage again.
480p.
That'd be nice.
Or the last time I was able to record it higher res, but then
Past glorious, your audio is absolutely shot.
yeah, the audio is just so bad.
Yes. All that to say, different places, right? Caleb now actually has a computer, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
But yeah,
Pat,
Yes.
before we move on, I've got the official Ultra Cakecore stats here by Brink, and
okay.
it doesn't actually record Caleb's participations as a spectator, so it only has him as 6 seasons. So if Caleb specs 7, 8, 9, and 10, then yeah, he's got his 10 seasons, but the only other person with 10 is yourself, and the rest of us have...
Right.
Wait, yeah, Danster's missed a season, Seth's missed a season. Even Sten's missed a season, so...
The darn Sten. I remember Sten missed a season and then streamed like once we were done because he was done with whatever he had to do. So we all raided his chat and just said like Pat raid. And then like he didn't want to say anything, but he knew exactly why we were there and like why we're all together is because we just record Ultra Cakecore, but he didn't want to spoil it because he's a good guy. But yeah, we all just spammed his chat and stuff, and that was great.
Funny.
Didn't we give him like
Yeah.
a bunch of like $1 donations or something?
The guy wouldn't mod me. I modded him for my channel. He wouldn't mod me. So I was like, I'm going to get this guy to mod me. No, that said, I given the time that Sten usually streams at, I can never catch like any of his streams anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But speaking of Sten's streams, that's where you can find James the Douglas still, right?
Yep, Fridays at 2 p.m. Central European Time.
Until they finish off their old school Minecraft map, I think is what they're doing.
We're starting a new one next week. It's a Japanese map where Sten won't be able to read any of the lore, so we're just going to wing it and see what happens. We'll have to learn Japanese before then. Who knows?
So you're going to have to read the lore. If Sten can't do it, you're going to step
Imagine
up.
learning Japanese in a a week.
Yeah,
Just saying.
just for a map, just for a Minecraft
Yeah,
map.
just
Play
for a map.
Minecraft.
To be fair, it's a really good map. But yeah, we actually probably should start wrapping this up. But I appreciate everyone getting together. Seth, welcome to the very first podcast. Possibly
I
the
feel
last
like I've been
podcast
in
for
these
quite
before.
a while, but no, you haven't.
I've been in podcasts.
No.
Not in
Or was
the
it for
Cakecore
PatNet,
podcast.
maybe?
You've been in Pat's Creative Podcast once, and then you've been in the Soda Podcast once.
So
See, all of this stuff is the same thing to me, okay? I'm just
They're all the
saying.
same to me too, honestly. I was trying to recount like how many podcasts I've now done under like different names and stuff. I've started at least 4 different podcast series on my
Oh
time
my
on
gosh,
YouTube.
wow.
Turns out I like to talk here and there. But other than
True.
that, yeah, it's nice to get everybody together. Obviously, not much coming out from the channel right now, but you can still stick around if you like to see whatever we do whenever we just decide to have fun. And that's what we decided to do today. We're just like, let's have fun, reunion. Let's just talk some things, you know?
Mhm.
And I personally had a good time. I appreciate you all taking your time to be here, and I appreciate all the viewers for taking out their time to listen to this podcast. If anyone has anything they want to plug, I mean, it feels weird saying because like the entire podcast is just
Instagram,
plugging
Facebook,
anyway.
Snapchat, TikTok,
Yes,
YouTube.
just none of them are yours, but yeah, you
Twitter.
should check out all of those.
I don't
I'm
think
just
so.
plugging every
think
social
you-
media.
You
Yeah, just
have
go to the
like
social
any of
media and
those.
enjoy it. Yeah,
I don't have those, but
Caleb, do you have something you want to plug?
socialmedia.com.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm still uploading. Check out my
That's
channel.
Yeah. James still kicking hard with a lot of backlog. You can
No,
check
it's-
out his
For uploads.
yeah.
I think James noticed how much backlog he had, and he's like, "All right, guys, I'm just about to flex. Watch." And then he tells everyone, "Guys, I'm not making any more videos." And then months later, he's still uploading. Like just,
Yeah.
like just as like not because he wants to quit or anything. Like just as like a visualization, just to prove a point.
yeah.
That's the thing, though. No, I can say it's all backlog, but you never know. I might come back.
Oh, that's you're kind of on top of things.
Just have to take my word for
You're
it.
leaving options open. You also might like just have the videos teeter off eventually, just like one every day to one every week to one every 2 weeks, and then eventually it stops, and then people might not even notice because it gets so sparse and you have such a gradient happening,
That's the plan.
and then James just disappears. You still might be able to catch James on some other Cakecore stuff. He's still part of the group.
Because he
We're
won
not
the
kicking him
lottery,
out.
and then you never heard or seen from James the Douglas again.
I'm just saying it makes sense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it happened. I'm just saying it would make sense. Lightning still strikes, even if it's weird for it to happen to someone. Lightning still strikes people, right?
Yeah,
right?
sure,
It does
yeah,
it
right.
happen. Thus,
Right.
James won the lottery. It's proof. Okay, we need to stop the podcast before one of us gets struck by lightning.
Quick.
Quick. But thanks for watching, guys. Of course, if you'd like to check out any of other Cakecore business. Oh wait, Caleb. We
Yeah?
stream sometimes.
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, we stream. We should have said that in the beginning of the video because no one's gonna
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/Cakecore Live. And that's where we stream. If you've made it to this far of the podcast, leave a comment saying that Chick-fil-A breakfast is one of the best breakfasts you can get as fast food.
Now, but also give a disclaimer if you just kind of zoom to the end of the video because
Yes, include that. Yes, please include that. We need to know. Because if there's one thing people like to do, they like to go to the end of a podcast. Listen to the very end of it.
Hey,
Yes.
these look like fine gentlemen. I wonder what they have
Yeah.
to plug.
I just want to see what the ending is like, I want to see who survived. Like, is Daniel still going to be there at the end? Oh my gosh, he's
A
not.
podcast where we vote each other out.
Oh yeah,
As
Daniel
it's
was a
going on.
fast vote. Daniel voted himself out. He put his own name in the ballot. But yeah, you guys can check us out on Twitch, and then we also tweet stuff occasionally on Twitter, and that's in the description as well. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next Cakecore whatever that we do later, fellas.
Ciao.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.